guys, so I hope you're all having a great day. So today I'm going to be doing my March wrap-up and also the readathon wrap-up. So I started the month by reading Moss #1, A Survivor's Tale. I don't own the book with me because I borrowed it at my library. I was actually going to read the second one, but I didn't have the time to, but I intend on reading this book soon. Basically, those who don't know what this is about, it's about a man. Yes, it's about a man. It's about a man writing about his father's history in the Second World War when he was, well, he still is a Jew, but when he was into the camp concentrations and all the stuff that happened. It was a really good book. The Jews were represented as mice and the cats were representing the Nazis. So it was really interesting. The point of view was so intense. I just really liked the whole story and I cannot wait to read the second one. I also gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. Next book that I read in March was Les Cris des Oiseaux Fous by Dany Laferrière. This was a school read, so not my favorite book, and unfortunately doesn't count as a book from the readathon because it's over 300 pages. So this book is, how does it call, is an autofiction. So it's about this guy named Vieuxot. He's living from Port-au-Prince because the government, the dictator that is going on in his country actually is really bad, and he has to leave because he is going to be killed by the government. So this is mainly his last 18 hours in this city and how he copes with leaving his friends, leaving his mother, leaving everything that he has behind. I give this book 2 out of 5 stars just because it was a really long read and I didn't like the pace. It was so slow. I didn't really like it. They were pages just like that where you just can't. Then I read another graphic novel, which is Horizontal Collaboration, but this is a French graphic novel, so it came out like last month, so probably doesn't exist yet in English. I guess it will be translated because it is so good. This is a story about women during the Nazi war. Why am I saying Nazi war? Just during the Second World War, and it is so, the images are just so stunning. I really love how the graphic designer drew all the images. They're just so beautiful, and we don't follow any main character in general. We do follow this young girl who is married to a war prisoner who has an affair with a Nazi soldier, and this is basically what happens with them in the story and with the other characters in the apartment, what is going on, what they are going through during the war. And yeah, I really liked it. I think 4.5 out of 5 stars. I read another graphic novel, which is Paul à Québec, and you probably all know this graphic novel because it's been going around for a long time. Probably not on BookTube, but it has been turned into a movie. Maybe you don't know that, but it's really good. It was made by Michel Robagliati. It is mostly in black and white. It was really sad. It's mostly about the guy Paul, whose wife's father is dying, and they have to go to Quebec to take care of the father and just go with him as he dies slowly, but not really. So just really complicated story. I really loved it, and yeah, I give this book 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read another school read. This is never gonna end with the school reads. I'm telling you, this is never gonna end. I read 10 Days in a Madhouse by Nellie Bly, which was like 100 pages, so it wasn't that bad, but I would have preferred reading like Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, but anyway. This book is about Nellie Bly, who's a reporter, and she investigated somehow into a madhouse in the 19th century, in 1887, so it's a really long time ago, and she faked being crazy and she got into the Blackwell's Island Hospital in New York. So she mainly explains what happened in the asylum and what she was going through with the other patients, I guess that's how you call them. It was really interesting, but it was excluded and I had to read like really fast, so I didn't quite enjoy all the way through because I was reading it with no really intention of enjoying it. I was just reading it because I had to read it, but if I didn't have to read it, I would have probably enjoyed it more because this was a really interesting story. And yeah, I give this book 4 out of 5 stars. And the last book I read in March was Trois fois de l'eau by Alessandro Barrico. This book was also like 100 pages and I even did not finish it. The deadline was way past and I didn't finish it, and I had just like one little short story to read and I didn't, so it's read technically because the thing that we had to do for this book in class is done, so I just whatever. These 3 short stories are about 2 people who meet 3 times before the sun goes up, but the 3 times they meet, they have a different chronology, so it's completely impossible to have it happen. But the one time they are approximately the same age. Second story, the boy is older, the man is old, and the girl is young. And the third time, the woman is old and the boy is young. So it just doesn't fit in the chronology. It cannot happen in any way, but the author makes it happen, and it just was really interesting. But the story was kind of slow and I wasn't really drawn to the book, to the stories, so yeah, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I started reading Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, but I didn't finish it. I got to chapter 2, but there was an introduction that was really long. But anyways, I will read it this month, I hope. And anyway, I have my readathon happening like right now, so I'm gonna read this because it's the week of classic reads, so this is most certainly a classic, so I'm gonna read that. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have read any books that I have read, tell me down below. Tell me what books you read this month, what are the books that you really enjoyed, to tell me down below, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!